Hi, my name is Matty and I'm at SRS Microsystems in Watford because Pentax has launched a very special new lens. Let's head inside and take a closer look at this exciting new optic. So here is the star of this show. It's the Pentax HD DFA 50mm 1.4 SDM AW, to give it its long name. So what we're going to do, it's a high performance lens, and the first thing we're going to do is unbox it and take a look at what you get. So first up, we've got the European warranty card. This is actually pretty important. It's worth spending a little time to take a look at this. This gives you 12 months peace of mind guarantee against any defects. All you need to do is fill in the details, get it stamped by your camera dealer, and if the worst should happen, which is very unlikely, you've got this to help you out. So keep it somewhere safe, don't just chuck it in the trash, and you'll be absolutely fine. Next up is the lens itself, and as you'll see, it comes with its own lens pouch. Lens pouches are very, very useful. They keep that extra added level of protection around your lens, really useful to keep in your camera bag as well, so you can just keep it all together, pull it out when you're ready to use it. Take the lens out, and it's all wrapped up, nice and packaged, ready for you to take a look at when you first buy the lens. And the next thing we're going to talk about is the lens hood, because this one is a little bit special. Lens hoods are really great at protecting the front element of the lens from any stray light that can cause flaring. Sometimes you might want to use flaring for creative effects, but other times you'll want to keep the flaring out of your frame. You might be wondering what this little flap is all about, but actually it's quite clever because you can keep the lens hood on, take the flap off, and this allows you to adjust any circular polarizer filter that you might have fitted to the front of the lens. That means you don't have to take the lens hood off every time you want to manipulate the filter, which is quite clever, isn't it? Let's put that back together. So here is the star of the show, the 50mm 1.4 lens. It's quite a weighty lens, it's 910 grams, and when it's fitted to an APS-C sensor camera like the K3 Mark II, it actually gives an effective focal length of 76.5mm. So that's what comes in the box. Let's take a closer look of the lens itself. So I've come to SRS Microsystems in Watford to meet Dave Hill, who's an expert on all things Pentax, to get his opinion of the new 50mm 1.4 lens. Thanks for joining us, Dave.
No problem.
So shall we start by talking about some of the weather sealing benefits of this lens?
Sure. I mean, it's got 8 seals, which is ideal for somewhere like the UK, where, I mean, we've got 3 weather patterns that go over us, so we get lots of temperate weather, great for street photography, lots of rain. If you're out in the wet, you don't have to worry about it because it's going to be sealed and protected.
Absolutely, and it's also dust resistant as well, isn't it?
Yes, we do get quite a lot of wind, and if you're going to take it to anywhere at the beach, you don't advertise take it to the beach, but if you're going to go to the beach,
yeah,
you're going to be pretty safe.
Great stuff, and that obviously buys in with the whole Pentax system being weather resistant as well, the K1, the K3 too, and that gives photographers an extra element of peace of mind, doesn't it, when you're out shooting?
I mean, we do get a lot of repairs, people coming in saying they've got some dust in their sensors, or they've got some scratches from dust, or water's got in, but with a completely weather sealed system, it gives you just that little peace of mind to carry on doing your photography.
Fantastic. So one of the really big USPs about this lens is that really fast maximum aperture of 1.4. What sort of opportunities does this open up for photographers?
Well, the 1.4 is ideal for portrait photography,
yeah,
really. You get a really shallow depth of field which lots of photographers aspire to having. It also lends itself to doing really nice shots of products.
Yeah.
So if you want to do like jewellery or watches, or even if you want to take pictures of flowers, you get a really, really nice focused part of the picture which you can take, and you get a nice dreamy, creamy stuff in the background.
Fantastic. And also, having the ability to shoot at 1.4 means that you can handhold in low light conditions as well.
Yes, it does improve the low light performance a lot, and with the image stabilization in the K1 and the K1 II, it really lends itself to being a nice complement to that.
Absolutely. So let's get a little bit more technical and talk about the design of the lens. What can you tell us about the internals?
Well, the aperture inside is actually made up of 9 blades,
yes,
which gives a really nice bokeh, a really, really nice circle, and you can carry that up to 2.8. So when you're taking pictures of people and you've got some lights, or you've got some sun coming through some leaves or something in the background, you get a really nice circular shape.
Fantastic, great stuff. And also the lens can focus as close as 40 centimetres away from the subject.
Yes.
That's got some real advantages, hasn't it?
Yes, I mean, it does lend itself to a little bit sort of almost macro photography if you want.
Yeah.
It's not quite a macro lens, but you can get a lot closer with it and get, again, really nice shallow depth of field with that 1.4.
Definitely, and also, street photography we were talking about earlier, getting up close, you can really get those frame-filling detail shots, can't you?
Yes, if you want to single out anybody who's like drinking some coffee or reading a paper or having a cigarette, you can get some really nice singled out, that's what I'm taking a picture of. Don't worry about the rest of the background, just look at how blurry and nice it is.
Great stuff. Let's move on to autofocus, because the 50mm 1.4 has quite a special feature called quick shift focus. Can you explain about that?
Well, it's constantly autofocus, but what the quick shift allows you to do is manually override the autofocus. So if you feel that the lens or the camera hasn't focused on the part that you specifically want to highlight,
yes,
you can override it with a quick twist of the manual focus ring, and you can get the bit that you want.
Excellent. So it's almost a bit of a backup, isn't it? So you've got the full AF working all the time, but if you just want to tweak it a slight bit, you grab quite a wide zoom ring there.
Yeah, you're not going to miss that.
No, and just adjust it to your liking.
Yes, exactly. So even if you wanted to highlight a specific part of something and the camera wasn't picking it up, that's what that's for.
Now, in terms of coating on the lens, this is a Star Series lens, so it's got some quite serious coating, hasn't it?
Yes, I mean, with most of the Star Series, it's got this coating which gets rid of dust, gets rid of oil, stops it sticking to the lens. It also gets rid of any lens flare or light reflection coming through, which is going to ruin your picture,
Definitely.
especially if you're shooting into the sun or any bright light conditions.
So not only does it protect the front elements, it also helps improve the image quality as well.
Exactly, yes. I mean, how many shots have people taken where you get that big starburst going on, or you get some orange and yellow circles coming up in the screen, which is the sun? Gets rid of that completely.
Awesome, great stuff. And also it has an STM motor, which obviously gives fast and, importantly, quiet autofocus as well.
Yes, especially if you want to do some street photography and take some pictures of people. You don't want the big noisy lens focusing people, so you can focus quickly, quietly, and they don't even know you're there.
Absolutely, and also has applications when you're shooting video as well, because a lot of heavier, sort of louder lenses, it gives that lens hum that picks up on audio as well, but with this it won't be a problem.
Not at all, not at all. With the silent motor, it means you can autofocus in video. You don't have to worry about it vibrating through the camera and getting picked up by the microphone. Perfect for autofocus.
Now the 50mm 1.4 is actually part of the Star Series lens, and these are really great lenses. Can you tell me a little bit more about the Star Series range and what these lenses have to offer?
Sure. I mean, the Star Series has three main components. It's f numbers that are nice and large. The build quality is outstanding, and the image is excellent in the camera. The glass that goes through is the best glass that Pentax do. Yeah. So you're always going to get that quality photo.
Great stuff. And it's a KAF4 mount. So that means it's applicable to all Pentax cameras, DSLR cameras. So we're talking full frame K1, we're talking the K3 Mark II, a KP. So this is a lens for everybody, really.
Yes, if you don't have the K1 or you can't reach the K1, then if you've got a smaller camera, you can still get this lens and still have some quality images on it.
Great stuff. So the 50mm lens, what can photographers capture with a 50mm lens?
Well, the 50mm is a lens that every photographer should have. It's kind of the closest to your eye. So the nifty 50, if it's been called in the past, we don't like that name. But 50mm, it allows you to shoot portraits, street photography, you can do nature, you can do macro to a certain point of view. It's a great lens to have in your arsenal, but it's not intrusive as much as a 70 to 200 or a big macro lens. So it does allow you to have a wide plethora of photography that you can use.
Awesome, great stuff. Well, we've heard all about the lens. Let's see some images of what this lens can capture. Well, Dave, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
One last thing, can you remind all the viewers how much the lens will cost and where you can purchase it?
Well, it costs £1,199.99, and you can purchase it here at SRS or any other Pentax retail partners.
Great stuff. Thanks again for your time.
No problem.